How's it going, Flesh and Blood fans? So this is going to be a bit of an upgrade from the previous video I made a little bit ago about doing Cindra as an armory deck price. So this is going to be a more finely tuned competitive build I have done. So let's go over to the build and discuss about it a little bit. We do definitely start with different equipment here. Flick Knives is a must-have. The danger digits is only a one-time thing where Flick Knives can repeatedly throw some daggers for us for a lot more consistency. As you can see, we definitely have a lot more 4-power attacks. We do have the dragons. The fire is our generic one. If we know it's going to be an aggressive hero that's going to have a lot of 0 powered equipment, that's why we have the scale as well. And we don't want to overly depend on making sure some things are draconic, which is why I tried not to have a whole lot of that in there. So it's pretty much just going to be those are the dragons. We also have the one that gives the next 3 draconic cards one less. I think that's also an art card. That one is a must-have just because it's a great forward go again, and it kind of helps with mounting angers and spreading flames, so on and so forth. Alright, and then you can see the pricings. Obviously the equipment is going to be your most expensive pieces, but I would recommend getting Flick Knives first before the rest. You could always use a tunic instead of a splattered vest for the meantime if you have one available. If not, you can just go with the Blossom of Spring for now. So our matchup here, we are going up against a Verdance, which is why you saw me throw on the Tide Flippers and the Nullrune Robe. I wasn't sure if the robe was going to go well, considering if I wanted the vest or not, but I do actually think that's a pretty good fit, especially if you're trying to run AB2. And I kind of stayed away from the Oasis Respite and did Shelter instead, just because Verdance has some split damage, and I didn't want to be forced to have to pitch a resource for that. And Shelter can also kind of turn off the next 3, so if it tries to use, I think it's Heartbeat of Candlehold, the one that gives her 3 life, and then she tries to ping us 3 times, the Shelter will be able to cover that. So you see we're going to start with Ignite. It was kind of a rough call, but at least it's going to make Wrath of Retribution a little bit cheaper. And I wanted to have at least a resource floating. Luckily I had 2, just in case the Mask of Momentum triggers. And it was kind of nice to have the Throw Dagger in this line because we were able to use the Flick Knives as well. And that's just kind of the way you want to do this. It's almost similar to what the Armory build was, only we were restricted to only using 1. And we were kind of forced to close the chain a lot as well. Where in this build you have more access to use your Flick Knives and some other cards to help you throw daggers out of your equipment zone. So Stonewall Gauntlet is actually an interesting card against you. As you can see, I activated Rake Over the Coals, and it's a way to kind of blow up your momentum shift. Sometimes it's just worth taking the 1 less damage, as you can see. it did turn off my mass turn, which was very smart on their part, but it just didn't make sense for me to automatically give him that necessity and force him to block that turn. And we did get smacked with a felling, which isn't the best, but with the Ancestral Empowerment, we should still be able to surprise push over some damage, and we're going to be drawing a card as well, and if we draw the correct one, we'll be able to pull a mass trigger. As you can see, using Oath of Loyalty, it was nice I had displayed loyalty with that, because it was allowing me to make the fealty token, at least an extra one. You always want to try and keep one floating just in case you run into one of the Are the Dragon cards. As you can see, we ended up drawing a Shelter, which doesn't allow us to push a mass trigger on Verdance, but at least since they threw an E-Strike, it was a good 4 cover, which is pretty nice. And if not, it would just sat in Arsenal until Verdance tried to throw a big attack at you. So it was a good thing we left that floating around, because we're able to use the Are the Dragon Blood. And that actually worked out really nicely, because we didn't have to worry about the on hit for Rising Resentment. We were able to use Mounting Anger right off the bat with one less. With us having blood runs deep, I like that for the third attack, because it's going to automatically keep the Mask of Momentum triggers going if he would decide to block for this. And I figured, why not? It was good to equip him right away, just in case for some odd reason we would want to flick knives here. I think we beaten up Verdance here pretty good. We have a really good life total leadway. So I wasn't forced to have to AB much, and that's kind of how it goes. She has a death-threatening combo that you're looking out for, and that's really the only reason why you're running it. And as you can see, because they knew I was just going to throw gas at them, and they were at a very low life total, they decided to fold. This is kind of where I'm at with this build at the moment. Doesn't mean it will change, but right now I am really liking it. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Every subscriber is appreciated. We're trying to push 100 here for me to start opening some subscriber goal mark boxes. First one will be a Welcome to Wraith Unlimited. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next week. Take care.